One time. Good morning, sweethearts and love lies, and of course, YouTubers. Great to see you, and you know where it is. It's 9 a.m. Grab a cup of coffee, some delicious breakfast, and join me if you can for Mornings with Marcel and Friends for the Tuesday, March the 28th. Before we get to the 5 things for you, the prayers, etc., my hearts are be broken yesterday in Nashville. 6 individuals who lost their lives during a shooting that took place to start the work week. My thoughts and prayers are with the people of Music City and the great state of Tennessee, the mayor, the first responders, and everyday good Samaritans during this tough and definitely difficult time. We pray for the people of Nashville and those who are very healing by all of us. Now, as we start the day here for this Tuesday, I'm going to minimize to the viewers that you watched right now. Hang on a sec. There it is. All right. Tuesday's 5 things to know, or should I say 5 things you definitely need to know. I'm going to close the MVP out, and here it is for this Tuesday morning. We have the latest on the shooting, the chemical spill, Israel, student loans, and Disney. Keep on a lookout for today's number as well. This is from CNN, and I will definitely post it, so I'm going to read it to you right now. So, here we go for this Tuesday. Police in Nashville are working to uncover a motive in a mass shooting that killed 6 people at a Christian elementary school yesterday. The shooter, identified as a transgender former student, 28-year-old, who was shot and killed by police during the attack, leaving behind drawn-out maps of the campus detailing how this was all going to take place. According to the law enforcement, 3 9-year-old children and 3 adults, now become 6, were killed in a tragedy. 2 of the victims were school employees. One was the head of the school and the other a custodian, according to the school. Yesterday's horror was among at least 130 mass shootings so far this year, more than this point in any previous year since at least 2013, according to data from the Gun Violence Archive. We'll get to that, the chemical spill, in a bit. And you know why? Because of the Gun Violence Archive, there will be definitely 130. 130. So, according to that, all causes are now 9,990. The homicide, murder, intentional DGU are 4,248. Suicide are 5,742. Mass shootings now not just for 130, but 131. Mass murders, 13. 59 are killed, 130 injured. There are 827 of them and 344. 91 and 11, 327, 187 too. Wow. There are going to be 131 mass shootings, the worst since 2013 as well. Next, Philadelphia officials are set to provide an update on the city's water safety this morning following a recent chemical spill in the Delaware River that left many residents concerned about possible contamination. At least 3:30 p.m. local time today, 3:30 here in the east, 12:30 in the west, city officials have said the water supply is safe to drink and use until, prompted many people to snag bottled water from quickly emptying grocery store shelves. About 40 water quality tests conducted as of yesterday afternoon showed no indication of contamination from city official. Many residents, however, have expressed frustration and confusion over officials repeating statements that the city's water is safe, even after they intentionally ask residents to drink bottled water as a precaution. Embattled Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced yesterday that he will delay plans to overhaul the country's legitimacy amid widespread strikes and protests throughout the country. He said he would delay votes on the remaining legislation until after the Knesset Passover recess in April to give time for a real chance for a real debate. But it remains unclear that will be enough to calm the protest. Meanwhile, the Biden administration has steadily scaled up its rhetoric on the situation, saying recently it was watching with concern. The statement, which also repeatedly urged compromise in legitimacy reform, also marked a rare moment of the U.S. wading in on the domestic affairs of another country, let alone those of a close ally like Israel. President Biden's student loan debt relief program faces a new threat from Senate Republicans after nearly 40 senators introduced a resolution yesterday to overturn the plan. Additionally, the measure aims to end a pandemic-related pause on federal student loan payments, which has been in place since 2020, the 3 years of the pandemic. If the resolution succeeds in both the Senate and the House, he would likely step in and utilize his presidential veto power. Would force members of his own party, who have not all been in support of the student loan forgiveness program, to take a public stance. In the meantime, the program remains blocked as the student loan borrowers wait in limbo until the Supreme Court issues its ruling in late June or early July. Specky, Specky, you got the phone? Call Dino. Sorry about that, people. That was my brother. And finally, for you this morning, Disney is making major cuts to its workforce with layoffs set to impact about 7,000 jobs beginning this week. CEO Bob Iger said yesterday in a memo to staff obtained by CNN, he said the layoffs will come in waves stretching into the summer. The cuts to Disney's global workforce are part of a multi-billion-dollar cost-cutting initiative aimed at streamlining the company's operations. A cut of 7,000 jobs represents about 3% of its global workforce of about 220,000 employees. So said in the memo, the difficult reality of many colleagues and friends leaving Disney is not something we take lightly. The sweeping job cuts were announced by Iger last month about the company after the company released better than expected financial results for the fourth quarter of last year. And now, some breakfast bowels for the morning. Move aside, humans. A dog managed to get its teeth on a home run ball at a spring training game. You're going to love that video, so have a look about it. We also have a high-profile case against a media outlet is getting underway in Britain. Here's what everyone you need to know about. Now, today's number is $240,000. That's the total amount of Chipotle has agreed to pay some of its former employees after closing one of its restaurants that tried to unionize. The settlement payouts will range up to $2,100 to each of the affected employees who worked at a former Chipotle location in the main city of Augusta, the capital itself. The company previously said the closure was due to difficulty finding staff, but the National Labor Relations Board filed a complaint last year alleging that the move was an effort to defeat the union organizing. And last but not least, today's quote from President Zelensky from his sovereign nation people: no other terrorist has reached such depths in his citizenship, in which Russia consistently seeks and finds a new bottom. That's accusing Russia of retaliation blackmail over its control of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. His accusations comes yesterday after he visited the region, which remains partially occupied by Russia. Officials have repeatedly warned that fighting so close to the facility could cause a nuclear accident. All right, then. That's Tuesday's 5 things you definitely need to know on that. And be back next week for more. Let's change gears at 10 past the hour of 9 here in the East, 10 past the hour on 6 this Tuesday with the verse of the day. Today's verse of the day is John 21. After he had said this, Jesus was troubled in spirit and testified, I tell you the truth, one of you is going to betray me. John 13:21, ladies and gentlemen. After he has said this, Jesus was troubled in spirit and testified, I will tell you the truth. One of you is going to betray me. Today's verse on that, I can still remember my friend saying, in a church one Sunday, we think so badly of old Judas for betraying the Lord for 30 pieces of silver. But how many times do we betray him for nothing? Ouch! We make this so difficult for us to bear its Jesus anguish, knowing one of its own would betray him. Let's make everyone effort and call upon God's strength so that such betrayal can never be true of us. And if it ever is, let's make sure we run toward his grace with an honest desire to escape sin, come back to him, and live loyal ally for him. Loyal ally for him. Close your eyes if you're able to start Tuesday off with a prayer. Jesus, I am sorry for the times I have broken your heart with my rebellion and neglect. Father God, I apologize for my lack of passion that sometimes show itself or my flagging zeal for your son's sacrifice that saved me from the sin and death. I want to live more vibrantly for you, Jesus, so others may see and come to know you because of my life. It is in your precious name, Jesus, and I pray to honor the Father and his holy name. Amen. How about that, huh? Once again, today's Bible verse of the day comes to us from John 13:21. After he had said this, Jesus was troubled in spirit and testified, I tell you the truth, one of you is going to betray me. Put the comment below there in my chat section because it's live until half past the hour. And now, let's go straight to this morning's show ratings for the year of 2023. Well, I got to see what the morning show ratings will look like according to the neighbors at Adweek. I'm going to put that, as always. This is from last month. So Good Morning America from ABC continues to be the most watched morning show in America. Total viewers in the advertiser converted demo of adults 25 to 54 and teens too, extending its win streak to 3 weeks. The first full week of February, that's the last month saw GMA flex its dominance over NBC's Today, growing by more than 500,000, its largest lead in more than 7 years. So according to Nielsen Live plus same-day data for the week of last month, GMA averaged 3.30 million total viewers and 744,000 in an adult side of 25 to 54 demo. Compared to the previous week, that's 1% in total viewers, but down by negative 2% in the A25-54 demo. When looking at the morning show performance related to the same month as 2022, GMA is down by negative 1 in total viewers and negative 12 in a 25-54 demo. So congrats to that. And prepare yourselves, as always, for the month of March. Let's see what the morning show for March 13 looks like, shall we? According to still from Adweek, a week feature post-Oscar coverage saw GMA race to the top spot in both total viewers and the key adults demo for the week of March the 13th. The last time GMA on ABC was the top morning show in the country in both measures or measurements was a month earlier than the week of February 13th. So the good news extended even further for ABC's morning show as it was the only morning show, the record week-to-week growth in the advertiser-converted adult demo of 25 to 54 and also showed positive gains when compared in the same period of last year. So according to Live Plus same day data from Nielsen, averaged more than 3.17 million total viewers and 735,000 in a 25-54 adult demo, family friendly. Was down by -2 in total viewers by gain 1% in the 8-25-54 demo compared to the previous week. When looking at the morning show's performance related to the same week, the Measure show buckled the trend normally, seen in this category by gaining 3% in both total viewers and in 25-54 demo. And now, NBC, the fastest growing morning program from America's leading family itself, fell back to second place in the demo with 705,825.54 viewers and was also the number 2 show in total viewers here in the country with more than 200.76 million viewers for the week of March the 13th. Compared to the previous week, it was down in total viewers by -8 and -9% respectively. When looking at the numbers from the same week in 2022, today was down in total viewers, same but remained flat. And lastly, CBS Mornings came in third place with 2.19 million total viewers and 483,000 viewers in the 8-25-54 demo for the week of March the 13th. It was down in total viewers by -9% and by the -6% respectively when compared to the previous week. Looking at the same period in 2022, the morning show was down in total viewers and adults 25 to 54 demo by 5% and 6% respectively. So congratulations. ABC has dominated 3,172,000. NBC has 2,762,000. And CBS, 21,090,000. 22,190. 2 trillion, rather. That's 3,172,000 for ABC. 2,762,000. And lastly, 2,190,000. What a surprise. And now let's go straight to what's happening on Wall Street before the opening bell is set to take place. Things are set from green into the red with the Dow futures down 29, NASDAQ futures down 14, S&P 500 is down 6. And compared to yesterday, Dow and S&P are up, but NASDAQ is definitely down. Asian markets, Nikkei 225 is rose up 41%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng is up 216. Others are SAC down 6, Sensex down 40, and Nifty 50 is definitely 34. All right, to the European markets now. FTSE 100 up 32. CAC 40 in Paris is down at 2, rather. And breaking news now, FTSE 100 is down 80 right now. IBEX 335 is up 20, and SOX 50 is down 116. So the Wall Street is set to take place in just around 11 minutes. So we could keep an eye on what's tracking, as always, on Wall Street. And now, as higher rates pressure market, look what the equality futures were lower this morning. Stock futures were under pressure as bond yields rose, with the rate on the 2-year U.S. Treasury note rising back above 4%. This is according from CNBC. Worries about the crisis among U.S. regional banks have been encouraged thanks in part to policymakers' efforts to elevate the challenges and investors fear that higher rates could push the economy into the recession came back into focus. And yesterday, the follow-up mixed section, investors fought to extend last week's gains, but tech shares came under pressure. Dow Jones Industrial Average added 194. The Nasdaq Composite dipped 47%. As tech stocks moved lower, and the S&P 500 gained 16%. All right. And what it says with the Fed Reserve's Vice Chair for Supervision, Michael Barr, will appear before the Senate Banking Committee. He will speak on recent bank failures and federal regulations response or regulators' response. That will be 10 away till opening bell on Wall Street. 10 away from Wall Street. And now then, prepare yourselves for Tuesday's installment of What Are Your Thoughts for the Day? Even the meditation of the day. I think meditation, today's word of the day. And let me say what this word is. Let me read it to you. Bildungsroman. Let's hear this procurement about that. Let's listen.
Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman.
Bildungsroman. So what does it mean? Well, it's a novel about the moral and physiological growth of the main character. Bildungsroman is her favorite author. She was thrilled to discover the next book of the syllabus as well. So the word Bildungsroman is a combination of two German nouns, Bildung meaning education, and Roman means indefinitely novel. Bildungsroman. 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 I like that though. Now it's going to be coming up at 7 away till half past the hour. I'm going to have my brother to come on in as always to say to the viewers, Spankin! Just a few minutes, my brother Spankin will join me about it for who's going to spoke to Dolomite about the groceries will come to take place. But in the meantime, fingers crossed if we can. Oh, you're going to see today's word of the day. How about another word of the day that we're talking about? This is, you ready for this? Let's listen.
Scintilla.
Scintilla. A minute, particular, or particle, spark, and trace.
Scintilla.
Scintilla. Scintilla. SCINTILLA. That's scintilla. That's a word for Latin means spark, because Latin "scintilla" often corresponds to English. Scintilla may be related, sheer and shine. Through the word may be also connected in Latin "sandel," to split, to source of reason and scissors. So scintilla was first recorded back in 1680. That's 1680. Although the cleaning only a scintilla and a splottage remain of a massive wine stain on the couch. I'm going to wait for my brother Spankin will be joining me in a couple of minutes, but he is busy right now. He is definitely busy right now, folks. And I know he'll be coming your way for it as well. Ooh, this is going to be good. Another word coming your way for the word of the day for this Tuesday. This is from the New York Times, and the word is pulverize. Pulverize.
Pulverize.
Make into a powder by breaking up or cause to become dust, become powder or dust, or destroyed completely. We don't want to say the word, but the word has appeared in 8 articles via the website in the past year, and including in the obituary back on November the 11th of last year by Douglas Martin. Gallagher, watermelon smashing comedian, is dead at the age of 76. This is going to be a very short one, so I'm going to read it to you, to the viewers right now. In the early 1990s, when his younger brother Ron lost his job as a bulldozer salesman, Mr. Gallagher helped him out by allowing Ron, who bore some resemblance to him, to perform a facsimile of his act. Ron Gallagher added torches like smashing a lobster with a hammer and was seen performing in small venues. Pulverize. 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 Not S. Is pulverize with a Z. How lovely is it? Pulverize. And I'll tell you what today's word is. It's a Latin for word dust. When something is turned into dust, often it becomes useless. That's why pulverize can also mean to destroy or demolish. Construction crews pulverize a building using wrecking balls and sometimes even explosives. Wow, the materials left behind are broken into such small parts that they can be salvaged for other users. So when you pulverize something, you break it up until it becomes dust or powder. You might pulverize coffee beans in grinder, running up until the coffee turns powder. That's pulverize. All right, then. It is now 4 away until the bottom of the hour. 9:26 here, 1:26 in Europe, 2:26 in Paris. We're happening right now. The city and the country France will once again take it to the streets on the protest for the bill for retirement age. Don't worry about it. We will pray for the city of Paris and the city and the country itself by in all around France. As we are wrapping up the program for you this Tuesday morning, what are your meditations? The meditation of the day. This meditation of the day, even those for your thoughts. How about some daily reflections? As a matter of fact. So, the word equality, and from page 563, Alcoholics Anonymous. And I will read it to you, to the viewers, right now as we're closing in for Tuesday's Mornings with Marcel and Friends. Our membership ought to include all who suffered from alcoholism. Hence, we may refuse none who wish to recover, nor ought membership ever depend upon money or conformity. Any 2 or 3 alcoholics gathered together for sobriety may call themselves an AA group, provided that as a group they have no other inflation. Oops. And I can hear the door rather too. But who is it this Tuesday morning? All right, then. Bear with me, folks. No one's answered. No one's answered on this Tuesday. All right, then. It is now 9:28, 2 away until 2:30. 9:28 here in the East. Or should I say 1 minute away until the half past the hour. Gonna have my brother's for Tuesday's thoughts for the day, and gonna wait for my brother before we're wrapping up the show. Hold on. Can you hear it? That's my brother. Can't wait for it. All right, then. Have yourself a great Tuesday ahead, and I will look forward to see you back here next Tuesday morning for more of Mornings with Marcel and Friends. Remember, if you need to know what's going on here in the world, from the thoughts of the day to the hard news, I know what you've been thinking. God knows that you have a great company, great conversation, great times. That will be Mornings with Marcel and Friends. I got a lot of things to do, so look forward to see you back here next Tuesday morning. Until then, have yourself a great day ahead. Bye.